Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here by Atak Sportz for this Monday, September 26, 2016. Alright. NFL Week 3 happened. Well, the games happened Sunday. We had a game also on Thursday, which was New England Patriots, and without Jimmy Garoppolo and without Tom Brady, their backup quarterback, their third string backup, a rookie, impressed in his first game against the Texans. Jacoby Brissett even did a touchdown himself in the big 27-zip victory against the Texans on Thursday Night Football. Let's get to my thoughts on the Sunday games. We are at the Lambeau, the mighty Lambeau, the Lions lost again. At the Lambeau, the mighty Lambeau, the Lions lost again. A loser, a loser, a loser, loser, same old Lions. Boy, they do not need to. They use the same strategy the last 2 weeks. Oh, let's choke the first half and come back in the second. That'll work. Not! Don't stop sucking in the first and rely on a comeback in the later half. That fucked your ass 2 times. God, Green Bay destroyed the Lions in the first half. The Lions destroyed the Packers in the first half of the game in December. Until the Packers came rolling back. Hail Mary. Memory still floating ahead of Lions fans. But Lions were hoping to do that. Have the Packers blow them out in the first half and come back in the second. They tried. But defense sucked. Referees didn't do as bad calls. The Lions didn't get as much penalties as they did last week against the Titans. But still, the defense sucked. There's no major thing, but Lions could not fucking score them. And the defense sucked it. And Packers just destroyed it. They didn't do much in the second half, but, Lions had to come back rally, but they need to come out swinging from the get-go. Not just suck the first half, then think of a comeback rally in the later half. That doesn't work every time. They did it against the Colts, and it fucked them 2 times, and they used that same strategy. Now they take on the Bears, who are 0-3 next week. As I mentioned with the Titans game last week, it should be an easy win for the Lions. But whenever it's an easy game, that should be an easy game for them, they choke, like the Titans. So they're probably going to choke against the Bears and give them their first win of the victory. First victory of the season. As Packers go 2-1, Vikings are a perfect 3-0 as they beat Carolina, who are 1-2. The reigning NFC champions lost their first game against the Broncos, who won their game against the Bengals, catching up. At least their comeback rally worked. But Carolina Panthers, after winning last week, they lost this week. Other things including Seattle Seahawks winning, despite Mr. Russell Wilson, suffering a sprained MCL. Do not know how long he's gone for. So they won after losing to the Rams last week. New York Giants won despite some scuffles again against Josh Norman, who's now a Redskin. Former Carolina Panthers still collided with Odell Beckham Jr. during their victory over the Giants, 29-27. Also, Miami won their first game. Second team against another second team. Browns are 0-3. Dallas won their game. In the Battle of Pennsylvania, Philly destroyed Pittsburgh. Well, Indiana Colts pulled out a fast one in a tough game, winning 26-22 over the Chargers. Tennessee lost against Oakland. Should be 0-3, not 1-2. Thank you, Lions, for that blowing that easy win last week.
Oh, no, I've never used that.
So tonight, Monday night game, Titans, fellow Southerners, the Falcons take on the Saints. So, I think we'll see what happens with that game. Now let's get on down to MMA. Well, sort of. Bellator MMA had their side division, kickboxing, this past Friday. from Budapest. It was a decent show for what I saw. We had the first fight with Alexander Negro against Ali E. Emery. And it was an interesting fight with Ali being the last minute replacement. He looked good in that fight. It was a decent up and down striking battle. Not big, like I'm not a kickboxing expert, but I watched this because I like Bellator MMA for the most part. And Ali beat Marilyn Manoff a few months ago, and he beat Alexander too. Then we have Miss Dynamite, Denise Kehoe, taking on Renata Lantos in a professional debut. And Denise just destroyed this Miss Dynamite. She was dynamite in her match against Regatta. But despite the other girl trying to come back, Denise was just too tough with nasty strikes, hoping to get a big victory. And she did get a big victory leading up to a match this December to take on Gloria Bellatori, the first inaugural women's flyweight kickboxing champion. In the co-main event, we had the real deal Raymond Daniels against Zolt Benedek. Or Benezek. Oh, Benedek. It was a good co-main. Really good co-main. Zolt did his best effort. Got the Daniels down, but Daniels was too tough and mighty. And got the victories by the end of his decision. But then the main event was really good. The decision. Weird decision. We had the Bellator champion. The welterweight championship of kickboxing. As the champion, Kareem Kanji defended the title against Zoltan Lazak. And this was a tough main event. Both guys had great moments. Great action, exciting action, best fight of the night for sure. But the decision, interesting. Lazak won. He's got my first name and his last name, Zach. But I thought Kanji retained. Zoltan had his moments. He had the champion wheel a couple times, but I don't think it was a tough. Each guy had a round or two. The third round was a deciding round. Apparently, Zoltan did enough in that third round. The fifth round, should I say, to get the victory because it was a 5-round main event. So there you go. Tough main event. It was a fun, decent kickboxing event. Then we had UFC this past Saturday night. UFC Fight Night on Fox Sports 1. From Brazil. First fight in the featherweight division, we had Godofredo Pepe taking on Mike De La Torre. Godofredo, aka Pepe, he just dominated the match. Really aggressive in the ongoing. Got Mike down, wouldn't let go. Got him in the chokehold. Quick victory in the very first round for Pepe. Nice victory there. And another choke victory in the first round happened in the middleweight division as Eric Spicely defeated Thiago Santos. And Spicely wasn't even ranked. And he was just really aggressive. Like, he looked dominant in his victory over Thiago Santos with the victory in the very first round, like I said, by a chokage. Then one of my favorite fights of the night, Francisco Trinaldo taking on Paul Felder. The lightweight. These guys were just brawling with each other. Some great striking, some great ground and pound. Both guys were cut up. But Paul Felder got the worst for wear as he got a nasty cut about the eyebrow, causing the doctors to stop the fight in the third round due to that nasty cut. Like, it got cut up in the second round. They stitched it up as much as they can for the third. But it opened up again, went into his eye, and the doctors had no choice but to stop it. So, there you go. Victory for Francisco. That was the lightweight. Heavyweight division. Roy Nelson, Big Country, taking on Antonio Bigfoot Silva. This is a big fight for them. And heavyweight division fights, that might have been boring fights, fight not to lose fights. Which are those two guys just walking around for 15 minutes, don't hit each other for shit. It kind of was that for the very first round, feeling it out, fight not to lose. But then Nelson got a nasty knockout of Antonio Silva, knocked him down. Although he gave himself a little trouble. He felt like the match should have been stopped a lot sooner. Like, he got him down, but then Big John McCarthy took his time to stop it. So Nelson kicked him after the fight, which Big John McCarthy was not too happy. And he could face charges for that. Well, he is sorry. He didn't release a statement saying he is sorry for kicking Big John, but I wouldn't take it back. It just hurt me that I got to keep on hitting a guy that didn't need to be hit. You know, he felt that Silver was already out, and he needed extra hits. Because Big Coffin didn't stop it right there. He waited an extra 5 seconds before he stopped it. That's why Big Country did what he did after the fight to Big John McCarthy. So, there you go. Then our co-main event was in the featherweight division. Former bantamweight champion moving up to the division, going from 135 to 145 as Winam Barao taking on Philippe Nova. Nova was outmatched. It was an okay main event. I kind of fell asleep during this. I watched it after watching the WWE pay-per-view on Sunday, Clash of the Champions. I'll get to Raw in a minute. My preview of Raw. So I already watched 3 hours of wrestling, 4 if you count the pre-show, because I recorded this MMA on Saturday night because I had a gig that Saturday, so I couldn't watch it live, so I had to watch it DVR. And I fell asleep during the co-main. It went on one. From what I saw, it was okay main event. Fun to lose. All I want was see if he moves up the ranks in the featherweight division and tries to challenge. That would be interesting if he were to take on Conor McGregor. He may want a piece of him too. Then in our main event, in a catchweight of 140, we had Cyborg Christian Justino taking on Lena Landsberg. And this is my first time seeing Cyborg. You know, I've heard of her. I've heard the name. Especially a lot of people want to see her with Wowsy at one point. We'll see if that ever happens. But this Cyborg, damn, she just beat the crap out of this chick, leading into a TKO victory in the second round. And she was just dominant. She was just a beast. Nasty punches, nasty ground and pound, got her down a few times, leading up to, like I said, the TKO in the second round. So, there you go. So now let's some wrestling. And my Raw preview for the night. The top 5 questions that must be answered tonight. Question number 5. Will Cesaro and Seth Rollins be at Raw tonight? Both guys suffered big injuries during their matches last night. Cesaro landed near Santa's neck after attempting a suicide dive onto Sheamus on the outside during their physical fight in the Best of 7 series finale. I'll get to that when we get to question number 3. And he did a dive and he landed straight on his neck. I was like, nasty, cringe-worthy spot of the night. And Cesaro is saying he's okay. We have there's no word on the extent of the injury, but Cesaro did release a statement on Twitter following that, saying that thanks for the messages, I'll be okay. The sadness over the way the match ended overshadows my neck pain. And it was a shitty ending, which I'll get to in just a second about how does it affect the outcome of the Best of 7 series. And speaking of injuries, of course, another big nasty spot happened when Seth Rollins took a big gut buster from the top rope of doing his match against Kevin Owens last night. And he landed hard on his shoulder and, more importantly, his ribs. He got a big standing ovation from the fans as he left, but they're saying, like I said, that he did injure his ribs during the match, according to several sources. That Rollins was definitely hurt last night when returning backstage. He was treated, but there's no updates as of writing from a statement. That he had trouble breathing backstage, which could indicate a rib injury. There's no word on the status. We should hear something about his status on Raw. Same with Cesaro, too, about both their injuries, but updates on them. Hopefully hear about them both tonight. Question number 4. Will there be any matches made for Hell in a Cell? The next Raw branded pay-per-view. They have a month to do it. You know, they have a month in between pay-per-views for Raw. I think they should build it up next week. They should just let this be the week of Clash of Champions Aftermath. It was a decent pay-per-view. If you haven't seen my review yet on this channel, check it out. But I think it's unanimous. SmackDown was better. You know, it was a good show, Wall, but there's some questionable things like, do they retain the titles? And Sami Zayn losing to Jericho and the ending of the Best of 7 Series match finale. Which leads to question number 3. What's the outcome of the Best of 7 Series? Well, Sheamus has always been fighting for about a month for positioning since they are doing nothing right now, so they've gotten the Best of 7 Series. The match has been okay for the most part, but the last night match was the best match of the series, physical, to end in a no contest. So that leaves the question, who wins the series? Will there be another match? Will there be a match maybe on Raw tonight if Cesaro's neck's holding up? Or maybe rest a little bit and save a final match inside Hell in a Cell? Now that would be interesting. And there must be a winner. Like, even if it's not in Hell in a Cell, be at the pay-per-view and have some sort of stipulation that there must be a winner. No DQ, no count out. Or maybe last man standing, who knows? They gotta do something to give us a conclusive winner. Mick Foley said, you don't like the ending? Kiss my ass. Well, sorry, Foley. We didn't like that ending. We needed a definitive winner because winner gets a championship opportunity. So, see how they solve that tonight. Question number 2. What will go down in the 2 Clash of Champions rematches tonight? Kicking us off on Raw will be the rematch for the United States Championship. Rusev gets an automatic rematch against the new United States Champion, Roman Reigns. The match was okay last night. Kind of got exciting. They're trying to make it exciting, but the crowd bogged it. Of course, booing Reigns to hell. I said in my review that Reigns, they're trying to do what they did with Cena with the U.S. title, trying to give him a belt to get him over with the fans, make him boo him less, but nothing's going to work with Reigns unless you turn him heel. But the problem with heel is they'll cheer him just because he's a heel. So it's like a double-edged sword. Boo him, people boo him as he face, or people cheer him just because he's a heel. So nobody wins in that case. And we also get a rematch tonight for the WWE World Tag Team Championships. New Day will finally, hopefully, lose the titles tonight. Like they should have last night against the Club. As I also mentioned in my night at the Clash of Champions review, I said the only reason why I think New Day retained is so they can go 400 days. That's why. Today's the 400th day and what could be the final day as champions. Yes, it was more noteworthy to see the Club win last night despite their shitty booking. They looked the best I've seen them in a while. On the main roster, they looked dominant and looked aggressive. That's the way you book the Club. Not the way you have been doing these silly fucking retirement and old day bullshit gimmicks. Sketches. So maybe they will win tonight. Hey, well, I had some big title changes thus far in the new era. And another reason why I think they are holding up on the Club winning, they want ratings for Wall. Wall's losing in the ratings, so they would rather have Club win on Wall to get ratings for Wall instead of focusing on pay-per-view buys and network buys. So, there you go. And question number 1. Will Triple H show up tonight? Now, we did not see Triple H show up at all during Clash of the Champions. Chris Jericho got involved in the match between Owens and Rollins. I knew there'd be some sort of screwy shenanigans, but I didn't think it'd be Jericho, not Triple H. Stephanie did send out a second referee when the referee got knocked out, and I believe that Stephanie's now involved in it. Look at her eyes, the way she looked in her eyes after the match when the referee took his time to get in the ring before Rollins walked into a powerbomb from Owens. Stephanie had a devious look, and she walked out of a limousine with Triple H, as seen on WWE.com after the show. So, still a lot of questions to be answered, especially involving the Kevin Owens Triple H relationship. We thought they'd be answered last night, but maybe they'll be answered tonight on Raw at 8, 7 Central on USA Network. And that is it for my Raw preview and my Atak Sportz overall. Stay tuned for my Raw review later on this evening. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the sports news from Zach. See you later.